All right, let's talk to the guys here. They were there. On set. There they are. Guys, how we feeling?
What a show.
What a show. Today or Saturdays?
Both.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. A lot to digest, a lot to discuss. We got some quick thoughts from this past Saturday, but you know what? I want to give Cheeto some love because we just spoke to him. I mean, do we want to? I mean, you GC picked Cheeto money line as well, so I can't do the thing.
I did the points. I did the plus
did.
5.5 thing. Yeah,
And
which was an easy bet. Yeah.
Did you win?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
What was it?
The odds were minus 200, so I should have just rode the money.
No. What were the points in the end?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because he won. It was plus points. So, like, because he was the underdog, he got the plus points. It's a very confusing bet.
Yes.
I try to avoid it at all costs, but
Wait, I thought it had to be like 30 to 20. It had to be the difference of the points added
that's
up.
if he loses.
But he won.
That's if he loses.
Oh,
yeah, so it's plus 5.5. Yeah, I know it's a confusing bet.
Oh, so it's a moot point if the dog wins.
If he wins or if he gets a finish, then yeah, it doesn't matter at all.
Football, right? +3, right? If you lose by a field goal, it's a push. If you win, if you lose by 2, you still win. It's adding points so that if you lose, you can still. If you lose the bet, you can, or your team loses, you can still win. If you win outright, it didn't matter. It was all gravy.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He didn't have as much faith in Cheeto Vera as you had, but he had faith in Cheeto Vera to keep it close at least. I mean, no, that's just the reality of the bet. I think it was a great bet.
Cheeto actually would have covered if he was the favorite. He went 49-46, 2 scorecards, 48-47. So yeah,
great performance. What do you guys think? Because I feel if they do out, I don't really know who he fights. I actually feel like Jan might be the guy just based off timing.
Could work. I mean, that Dominic Cruz call out was fire.
That was tremendous.
There were some flames on that one, turning him down 10 times.
Word.
And I mean, he's calling his bluff. He said, "Look, if you're looking for a fight ranked above you, guess what? I'm ranked above you now." That was spicy.
So according to the UFC rankings, because that's what he's referring to, because he said Font was 5.
Yep.
Obviously, the MMA fighting rankings are infinitely better, but I'm going based on what he was looking at. Cruz was 7. Marlon was 8. I don't know if he gets all the way up to 5, but I'm pretty
certainly jump him.
So the point still stands. The one dude that no one's talking about is Merab.
Yeah, but is anybody going to talk about Merab? That's the thing. Does anybody want that problem?
Well,
could Merab cause him problems?
He causes everyone problems.
That's kind of what I think. Like
Merab versus Jan would be a spicy one.
I mean, they had the backstage heat, right?
Yeah, big time heat. That might be the one as well. So then I don't know what you. Okay, let's just say you do Merab versus Jan.
Yep.
What do you do with Cheeto? Cheeto versus Cruz?
Dominic Cruz.
But the thing is, Cruz hasn't fought in so long. Is he going to wait?
I mean, do we say that every Dominic Cruz fight?
He fought in what, December?
Yeah.
Corey Sandhagen. Who's he fighting next?
Wait, but Cheeto said he could go right now.
Yeah, that's true.
What's the wait? I mean, that doesn't feel like a wait to me.
I always tend to feel like they will fight around the same time as someone else, but no, it doesn't work like that all the time. Yo, give me Cruz versus Cheeto. Give me Jan versus Cheeto. Do you guys share? Because it is by the way, I say it, and I say it boldly. Do you share my confidence that he will fight for a belt one day? Because it is quite the murderer's row between, I mean, there's Merab, there's Cruz, there's Jan, there's Aldo, there's Dillashaw. It might be the best weight class right now in the UFC.
Agree with that. For sure. I think across MMA, you even consider other promotions, 135-pound division.
Across combat sports.
Yeah, and then you consider boxing. For sure it is. Do I think Cheeto will fight for a belt? I don't know, but I say I hope so.
In his career, I say yes. How many fights do you think he is away from a belt?
2? 2 wins. Because the next 2 are going to be super high quality, right?
Yes, for sure.
I'll say this. There are certain fighters that, independent of matchups, will fight for a belt, right? There are certain fighters that are no-brainers. Hamzat Chimaev, right? I don't think it matters who he faces. He will fight for a belt at some point in his career. I think Cheeto will need certain matchups in order to fight for a belt. Can he do that? Can he win those fights? Certainly. But, I mean, you just look at the Jose Aldo performance. He got tuned up.
He got tuned up. That was 3 fights ago. He's improved a lot, I think.
It was 3 fights. Yeah, but... that's tough. That's tough to overcome. There's certain guys that I think will give him problems. Merab, I think, gives everybody problems. So it's possible. I don't think it's a no-brainer, but I think he could fight for it.
I don't think Aldo's down to run that back right away.
What?
There's no point. He's like,
what's
right
the point
there.
of that?
Yeah.
I mean, if the champ Aljo is calling you out, he's calling out Aldo.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I look down to Marlon Vera? I'd be looking straight up at Aljo. Yeah, you called me out. Let's do it. Let's run that fight. I want to fight for the belt.
I still feel like they're going to do Aljo versus Dillashaw, so it'll be a moot point. But then it actually makes their lives a little bit harder because you can't do Jan versus Aldo, which would be the natural one. And then, so I don't really know what you do with Aldo. Then you do Aldo versus Cruz. It's
mucked up.
It
could be, a while. And I think Cheeto said that. Cheeto's like, look, it's, you got TJ coming back. He's got the whole thing sorted out. He's that dude, man, super sharp. He knows exactly what he's doing.
By the way, I say this with the I don't actually want to do this, but it's like the best compliment I think I could give Cheeto. So I just want to make this very clear. I'm not saying that I'm vouching for this, that I want to do this, but it's just something that was crossing my mind. You're trying to see where I'm going with this. I feel like Cheeto Vera would be a really fun person to, smoke marijuana with.
Okay.
I feel like you could get really deep with that guy and talk about life and just feel good about yourself. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Sure. Go on a trip.
Yeah. I don't know about oh wait, I lost you there. GC, your mic went out.
Yeah,
oh, were you talking to someone else?
No.
Oh.
No, I think Frank's figuring it out.
What happened, Frank?
Oh, you still got me?
He's still recovering
now you're back.
from Saturday.
Friday, maybe. The combo Friday. And
Saturday, I mean, how about that? Frank was out.
Things happen.
Frank, it was great to see you out on the town. It was a lot of fun. We really bonded, I felt like.
Did we?
Did you not feel like we did? Wow, okay. I guess I'll take that back, Frank.
I think he knows your bond.
I want to remember all the details.
Yeah. Wow, no, I felt like we really we had some nice moments. We had this little get-together. A lot of hardcore fans of this program, fans of the sport, supporters of my career.
Just call it what it is. It's Helwani fans. Just call it what it is.
But there were some, EK was there. Who
shout out to EK.
Is always tweeting about the show. Penny was there, who was always tweeting about the show. My guy Brett was there.
Yeah,
always
Brett, Shawnee.
Yeah, wow. Shawnee.
The whole crew, man.
Andrew Jones, the man.
It's always tricky when you start rifling off names because I don't want to forget anyone.
We've been here before,
definitely forget people.
Yes. Ariel was there. Anyway, it was... don't do it anymore?
Don't do it anymore.
It was just really nice. It was nice to put faces to names. It was nice to meet people, to get a feel for people.
It was a fantastic time. Got to meet Pizzi.
Got to meet PT, got to meet Chuck. But
got to meet Chuck.
Frank was there. I was telling Frank about it early in the week, and he said he couldn't be bothered. And then he showed up. There he was.
I had to beg him to
Holding
get out
court.
of the studio, yeah.
I mean, I have things to do on a Friday night.
Wait, you had nothing to do.
Did he show up is the question.
Did what?
Did Frank show up? Do we know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think Frank had a great time. Frank, what was the line you gave to your wife when you got home?
Wait, what? No.
What are you talking about? What's the line? Frank gets really weird. I mean, okay.
No, feel free to. Oh, no.
Cheat him up.
Not that one. What are you talking about? Although when Ariel asked where she was, I said that she was at home watching the draft because she's a true Buffalo fan.
Yeah. Oh, we had that moment.
Oh God,
that was
such a great moment. I should have had the picture ready of you.
You should have put the clip up of Kyle announcing the pick. That would have.
Okay, can I just say something about that? I mean, makes me throw up.
God,
this guy
killed it. He killed it.
He did not kill it.
He
is the very definition of pandering. He is pandering to the Bills audience because they show them a little bit of love, show him a little bit of love. He's a Bears fan. He isn't. I get crap. He has no connection. He's taught. By the way, the Bears should disown him. They should ban him from attending Soldier Field. This guy shows up in his brand new Zubaz pants that he just bought a day ago off Amazon, in his brand new jacket that he just bought a day ago.
It looks fantastic. I'm watching.
I thought he looked great.
It was ridiculous.
I thought
he got 23,000 likes on Twitter after he posted the video.
Oh well, good for him. None of those people are real Bills fans. Let me tell you something. They offered me a second round pick. He got third round, and we almost even traded out of the second round. It got a little, there was a part of me that was feeling a little good about myself for turning it down because I was like, oh my God, I actually dodged a bullet because my fear was fly all the way to Vegas, they trade the pick, and then I'm, having to go up there with fake Bills fan, right? I'm having to go up there with him. They probably would have comboed it.
That was the highlight of the night when pick 57 came around, and then they immediately traded it.
Traded it twice.
Yeah. They were trying their best to make you feel better about not going.
And then they drafted a Georgia guy.
Yeah, James Cook. Shout out to James Cook.
which
Could have been you, man. Could have been a great coincidence.
You know what's crazy about it? When I thought about going, I was going to wear my Thurman Thomas jersey. Running back's always been my favorite position.
Wow.
So imagine if I'm up there with a Thurman Thomas jersey and I'm drafting, the next Thurman, the next running back, the next
James
great
Cook.
run.
Yeah.
I mean,
Botch. You call these people fake Bills fans, but if they got that call, would they show up.
Listen,
Would
I
they
had
be
to
on the
be.
dais?
I had to be there. I had to be there, shaking hands with people. I had to be there, hanging out with the. It felt a little bit like a wedding, like a bar mitzvah. Like I had to go around to every table. Is the salmon good? Is the chicken good?
Yep.
I said this joke on Friday, but I feel like I could say it again here. Like I felt a little bit of pressure that I just had to hold court. Like, is
You
everything
managed it
okay? How's the We had a half a Guinness. I thought that was a big thing.
I know. It was a nice move by you going to a table deep down on the floor so no one would see it. And then later in the night, you pointed out, you're like, all the way over there, that's my half Guinness. I didn't.
But that shows that I'm an honorable guy. I didn't try to hide it from you guys. I had my half. I felt the buzz.
I think you hid it from everybody else, though.
Well, they didn't have to know. But, it was nice to partake. I got to meet Frank's lovely wife on Wednesday.
Oh, yes.
That was fun.
Lots happened.
I mean, a lot. I met your lovely girlfriend, GC. I mean, I feel like I really got to bond with the team here. I got to bond with the significant others. Wait, Frank, you don't remember me meeting your wife? Were you drunk then too? This was like at 5 o'clock.
We had just gotten out of the studios.
Yeah, but we don't know. When he goes into that other room to edit the podcast, we don't know exactly what he's doing in there. It's a very dark, small room.
Mini fridge.
Right.
So it's a good thing Frank is mysterious, because if he wasn't, the slander.
No, this is all out of love.
Falling
Just
back
a little,
on his head.
right?
Okay, before we get to the picks, I feel like I need to get Taylor Serrano out of my system once and for all. Let me go to you, New York Ric, because you didn't have much to say here. What did you think? Give us the. You've been to some big boxing. You've been to a lot of MMA, of course.
Yep.
So you've been to MSG for a fight, yeah?
205. I brought D. Diaz for.
Oh, that's right, for the Rick's Picks thing. Yes, of course. How could I forget? What are your feelings? What are your takeaways from what we witnessed on Saturday?
Experience-wise, it was up there. It was a top 5, maybe even top 3, just in terms of atmosphere.
Greater than 205?
Tough. I mean, I think your point that you made about the split in the building affects that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this: 189 kind of felt similar. Now, again, a lot of Irish fans at 189, but that was probably my number one. Just in that, like, that place was shaking. That's probably the number one I've been to. But Serrano Taylor was up there, absolutely. One of the most raucous crowds I've been in, and they announced a sellout. You didn't see an empty seat in the house. It was special, and then beyond that, when the fight delivers in that way, it just amplifies that, and the magnitude of it goes up so significantly.
And where were you sitting?
Somewhere up in a media section.
Who are you with?
Other media, Pete, Chuck, the aforementioned, Oscar Willis, MacLife,
the great
Tessa Hirsch.
Oh my God, it was a reunion.
Friend.
Wow. It was amazing. It was so amazing. What a great, I mean, there was just something, I can't even describe the feeling being there, and I was lucky enough to be closer than you guys. Actually,
way to rub it in.
Well, no. Connor and his crew and Frank, they were pretty damn close as well. But just to see them going toe to toe, slugging it out, the vibe, the crowd, everything. Boxing events sometimes can drag. They can feel empty at the end. They cannot deliver. It was just so much fun. Man, it was just so much fun.
Home run.
And of course, you'll get the haters that come up being like, you don't. Well, you did the same thing last week too. You don't care about boxing. You don't care about this. You pretend to be a boxing fan. How long? Go type in my name and Katie Taylor on social media and see how long I've been talking about Katie Taylor.
You're confusing two things. I didn't say you don't care about boxing. I said you didn't know about boxing. Two separate things.
Yeah.
One true, one.
Can I be straight up honest with you guys right now? So afterwards, I was in the back. And we're wrapping up. There's a lot of activity there. And now we're about to leave. I've been in the back. I've been lucky to be in the back for a lot of, big fights, big moments, see fighters after fights. Never in my career, ever, to this point, have I ever asked for a photo. I've never asked for a photo. I don't believe in the photo. I don't think it's my place to ask for a photo. And as I'm leaving the door that we're in, Katie and her whole team All right, like, so I'm walking out of the door and they start to walk by us. I didn't know at the time, but they were walking to the press conference. And you saw her at the press conference, right? She was beaten up, she was bloodied, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like stopped in my tracks. Holy crap, that's Katie after that war. I mean, I'm in awe of what not only she did, but what Amanda did as well. And I just said to her, she said, hey, Ariel, thank you, this and that. And I said, I'm in awe. Congratulations. That was incredible. I hope you feel better, all this stuff. And for the first time in my career, I didn't ask. Don't get me wrong. Moments later, the thought was like, it would have been great to have it would have been great. I would never ask, but it was the first time where I was like, that would be a cool thing to have in 20 years because it was so historic, because it was MSG, because it was her in the first fight and all that stuff. That was the first time in my career that I can honestly say, like, man, that would be a cool thing to have.
Yeah. I think that would have been, but look, 20 years from now, you and Katie, you go back to the Garden, you do an interview, you do something retrospective. It'll be great. It'll be great.
You think they're going to run it back?
They have to.
You think they are?
They have to.
MSG
So
or Dublin?
For my sake, I hope it's MSG, but
well, we're the whole crew. We're just going to recreate the whole scene. We're just going to fly down there.
I know. If I can get flown out there, then let's do it in Dublin.
We'll charter a private jet and we'll do the whole thing all over again. I agree with what you're saying, and I think that it would be even bigger at MSG because you'll have the Puerto Rican fans there and they'll be even louder, and you'll have the Irish. But man,
I mean, it was so loud when they announced Katie Taylor's name. Like I've been to like some big sporting events, and that was like super loud. Like it was like my ears were hurting. It was like I was at like a NASCAR race and they just turned the cars on. I was at LFA 124 and it wasn't as loud as that.
I was wondering if you could compare the two, like the atmosphere, the vibe of the crowd.
It's my only two.
The only two fights you've ever been to are
just
LFA 124 in Phoenix and Taylor Serrano.
Yep. I think it was the Phoenix Alliance Theater, MSG, two historic venues. So
neck and neck.
I'm spoiled.
I would love to know the story behind the flags and all that stuff, why they didn't let you guys and others. Frank, your thoughts? I mean, can you just tell me the feelings that you had while watching this?
So I immediately noticed that the energy in the room really makes up for the fight. The fact that there's no commentators. It's kind of the same way that I feel about a hockey game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's kind of quiet, but the way that the audience is responding, it's like every time Katie threw a punch, didn't even have to land. It was just pretty exciting, and the walkouts are great. You know, so it was definitely a spectacle, and I'm glad to hear that others enjoyed themselves as well. That was pretty cool, and I'd like to see it again. I don't think that I saw that ruling come through. Like I thought it may be a draw after seeing what happened on the 5th round.
You scored it for
Serrano.
Serrano, at worst a draw.
Exactly.
Were you upset? Were you like throwing things? Were you booing?
Well, this is what's weird. So I'm not a really competitive person, but I felt disappointed.
Wow.
Not disappointed in her, like, oh, she didn't do well
in the
enough,
result.
but from the result. And I'm like, you know, that's actually that's kind of a scary feeling because that could be like now it's in me, right? Like now I want to go and not be disappointed and like get behind something that works.
No, but that's
out.
good. That means that you cared. That means that they had you. You were emotionally invested.
Like I got quiet on the way home.
Wow.
Like, right.
You actually got quiet.
Yeah.
Wow, you really care.
Yeah, it was interesting. And then just the last thing, like on the way out of the venue, there were these 3 like well-dressed guys, and they were just walking, and they stopped these other people who were walking. They're like, hey, like try to ignore the fact that we're Puerto Rican and tell me if you think that was a fair ruling.
Wow.
There. And it was just, you know, and they responded as like, no, I kind of thought it was a draw. And like they were admitting to each other on the way out, like complete strangers. And one turned to me to ask, and I was like, I thought a draw too. So it was interesting to see how the community kind of responded to that. You know, it's like sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, by the way, Connor, when you guys were walking out, was there like, you know, turf war stuff going on? Were there the crowd sometimes when there's a tense ending, sometimes it gets a little unruly.
Yeah, I sat and chilled for a minute, just kind of taking it all in. So by the time I was leaving, it was just a bunch of like Olay chants and different like Irish things like that. I stopped at the bathroom on the way out, though. The bathroom, every time I went, was like a party in itself. It was like a club scene, people smoking cigarettes, smoking blunts, taking shots. Like it was...
What?
It was
in the bathroom?
It was crazy.
I saw
in the
someone
bathroom.
eating in the bathroom.
gross.
Each time I went, it got crazier and crazier. It was like I went when I first got there. It was, ho-hum. Next time I go, there's a couple guys in the corner smoking cigarettes. When I went after the fight, it was a full-on party in the bathroom. It was something else.
Wow. That is weird.
It was really weird, actually. I don't know why.
Eating in the bathroom is just gross. Now, you guys, look, can I call you out on something? Late arriving crowd.
It's a boxing match. Come on, man. You got to be fashionably late. You got to be cool. You got to show up.
Even the co-main? Were you even there for the co-main?
Yeah, we were there for the entire co-main. We saw the fight before the co-main.
I think we showed up at the right time.
Did you? I mean, I was there from 4:30. I was
Our Uber or our Lyft was like a Mercedes Sprinter van. Like, we looked official heading in.
Wow.
There.
You just pulled up. I was not there from 4:30. It was my son's birthday, so I pretty early. I saw my friend Molly McCann there. I do have something to tell you guys. I did happen to run into one Dillon Danis on the program. Not at the program, at the event, not on the program. Yes, I was at the event, and I think I texted NewYork Ric that Dillon was near me. Didn't recognize him initially. Pushing 220, 230, I would say, from afar. This is just, my
muscle, fat. What are we talking here?
Wow.
Speaks volumes right there.
And actually, as I'm leaving at the end, I'm waiting for MSGPR, Larry Torres, great guy, met him, to take me to the back. And Dillon and his crew of guys actually come up to me, and he comes up to me in a sort of very kind of casual way, and he's like, "Hey, Ariel, what's up, man? What do you think of the fight? It was a good fight, huh?" But it was more of like a sizing me up, and I'm standing there.
Was he hostile?
No, but close and sizing me up, not like, "What's up, dog? Long time." Yeah, that was some funny stuff back. It was like a. There was.
How uncomfortable were you? Scale of 1 to 10.
Not at all. I mean, I was standing there. I was like Katie walking out to the ring.
All right.
I mean, as confident as can be.
Most of the time, the eyes are on the floor, though, so you got to give them credit for approaching, right?
What do you mean, eyes on the floor?
I'm saying we've talked about this in the past, and not a lot of people do come up and broach the subject. He came up, right?
Well, we didn't talk about the actual subject, but
I mean,
he came up.
Could have.
He came up. He came up.
So Dillon Danis get 1 point in my book for that.
But then, as I was walking away, he said something. So we were all good. All right, man, I got to go walk away. Now, don't hold me to this, but I'm pretty sure he said, "I should kick you in the head right now." That's what I felt like I heard. That's what I felt. So I turned around and I said, "What was that?" And he then mumbled something. And I said, now I'm going to leave out one word that I said, but I said, "That's blank shit right there." I said, "You're a fighter. That's blank shit right there."
Oh, okay.
That's blank shit right there. If you have something to say it to my face. Now, he's also with a couple other guys. And look, I'm not looking for anything. Head was on a swivel. I'm on but one guy, he had the cauliflower ears, all that stuff. And
That's a dangerous game.
He says something. I was like, "What do you have to say?" Didn't say anything, walked away. But, it's like,
do you keep the point in your book for Danis?
Yeah,
The
I mean,
walk
he
away.
still came up. Listen, you big dogged him after. That's fine.
I feel
and
like
the other
you
guy
come up.
too.
I feel like if you're gonna say something, you come up guns a-blazing and be
I
like,
just
"Yo,
felt
Ariel,
like
I should
this is
kick you in the
harsh.
head right now."
Initially, I was like, "Oh, this is nice. Maybe this is a peace offering. This is a nice moment. It's said, but it's not said. You know what I'm saying? It's implied." And then there's like a comment as I'm walking away, and I'm like, "Why? Why didn't you say it 2 seconds ago when I was standing right in front of you, nose to nose, mano a mano?"
I wish he had done that.
Saw Meatball Molly.
You want to see Ariel fight Dillon Danis?
No. Well, actually, I mean, yeah. If it was happening, it would be an interesting.
Eddie wants to see me fight Jake
what's,
Paul.
Well, what's the line on Danis versus Helwani?
MMA or boxing?
Oh man, I'm not a lines maker. I'm a lines taker.
Wow. You could have said like
I
MMA
know,
or boxing. That's a pretty good question.
You could have said minus 350. I mean,
We'll do boxing. We'll do minus 350.
I saw Meatball. She, she was nice, a little big time, but I'm same old me. I'm not going to change. I'm same old me. Everyone else.
We know.
Change.
We saw the shirt.
Same shirt. I mean,
17.
like quite literally, same old me. I just hope that they run it back. And to your point, I think it would be great at MSG. I think it would be amazing at MSG. It would be easier for all of us. But selfishly, I'd love to see it in Dublin.
Now that I know we're taking the PJ to Dublin, it has to be in Dublin.
It's going to be where they make the most money. This isn't like rocket
Please don't go to
science.
Middle
Like,
East.
It's going to be
No.
Yeah, I mean, it very
I'm 100%
well could be.
with you.
Ugh.
Don't go to the Middle East.
That would
it's got to be Dublin
ruin-
or New York.
It would ruin all the good vibes.
And
Yeah.
it would make a buttload of money.
I know. I know.
When
And
Serrano
look,
wins 2, we'll figure out where 3's at.
yeah. Wow. Okay. You would go with? Do they? Have
I'm
lines
like
up?
Frank. It's like I became more
mad.
and more emotionally invested as it went on, especially sitting in a sea of Irish fans. And like I had a few Puerto Rican fans or Serrano supporters around me. And like we were kind of, all cool with each other. Like, it felt like we were behind enemy lines and everything. And I was genuinely disappointed. Like I was actually kind of hurt when she lost. So I'm with Frank. Round 2, it's a done deal. I'm betting Serrano again and hoping she gets it
I'm
done.
gonna hold you to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you bet Serrano again, Frank?
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, we have to. Another cool moment. Frank went out of his way. We got Medalla Light, the official cerveza de Puerto Rico, and then here comes Serrano walking out in the Medalla Light hat. So
was she?
Yeah, it was a nice connection.
Where'd you get that, Frank? Black market?
He worked hard. He worked hard to get
It's
it.
definitely something we had to scrub through Manhattan for.
Not easy.
No,
No,
it's not
not
easy.
Yeah, not easy.
Never had that. What does it taste? Is it like Guinness?
It's like water.
No, yeah, it's like Bud Light. Yeah, we ripped through quite a few in a short amount of time.
Look at you guys. I mean, this is great. Really warmed my heart to see.
No, we
everyone
didn't do
embrace-
Guinness on fight day. Guinness was on Friday. We didn't.
Right,
do
you
Guinness
couldn't
on
do that
Friday. We
'cause you're
couldn't do
Puerto
that.
Rican.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
And by the way, are you now bigger boxing fans?
You always say when boxing is at its peak, it's like unbeatable, and I agree with that tenfold after Saturday night. Like it was like my expectations. I can't even say how much they got beat, and I had pretty high expectations going into it.
So
Like
you
it
watched
was,
Canelo this weekend?
Oh, absolutely. I've already bet on that fight.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good transition. Let's put this weekend to bed.
Let's
What
put
do
it
we
to
got?
bed.
Friday. There was some Friday action and some Saturday action.
There was some Thursday action too.
Oh wait, by the way, before you get to that, if I may, I don't mean to interrupt. NewYork Ric just alerted me to an unbelievable tweet. I mean, this is incredible. Dominic Musiano, who is the youngest gold medal winner in U.S. Olympic history, I believe that record still stands. She was, when she won the gold medal, almost 30 years ago, has been, so she is a fan of MMA. She's a fan, I mean, she is a legit star, internationally recognized, a huge deal in the world of gymnastics. Big fan of the sport and fan of mine, supporter of mine, has been very nice to me. She tweeted earlier, so she's pregnant, and she'd been telling me for some time that she was pregnant. She tweeted this.
Yeah, we have it right here. I'm
This
sorry. It's not the video. It's the
Okay.
picture. But
No, that's totally fine. I appreciate it. Wait a second. There's actually multiple tweets. She tweeted this video here of her at the hospital. This was when? An hour ago. Oh, actually, let me play the audio here. Just 1 second, Frank, if I can.
Go for it.
I mean, this is incredible. This is like the greatest honor. Wait. What happened?
Pass the time with the MMA hour, Ariel. Waiting for this little one to arise.
Oh, I thought it was that's like her heartbeat
Yeah.
or the baby's
The
heartbeat.
baby's heartbeat, yeah.
I was like, what is open on my computer? Wait, let's listen to this again. So that's Holly Holm speaking. I thought my YouTube was up.
Way to pass the time with the MMA hour, Ariel. Waiting for this little one to arise.
Let me tell you something. She's in bed having contractions right now in the hospital, and she's watching this show.
unbelievable.
If my
Legendary stuff.
if my wife was pregnant right now, the last thing she would be doing is not only not watching my show, not talking to me. She would tell me to
Quick
leave the
shout out for
room.
How cool that sounded as well. Like that baby's got a
Yeah.
ticker that just sounds like a nice beat.
Someone, Nick Jonathan, replied to that tweet and said, "This baby is already more educated than most MMA fans." She replied, 18 minutes ago, our daughter is no casual. She's been listening to the voice of El Nariz for months. That was 18 minutes ago. Dominic, I just want to say, if you are listening right now, God bless you and your baby. I hope everything goes incredibly well, healthy, easy, speedy delivery. And I'll be very disappointed if his or her middle name isn't Ariel. I just want to say it's a unisex name. It's a unisex name. I mean, it feels apropos, right? Ariel. I mean, it feels like it would be a nice thing to do. That's all. Mazel tov. Could you believe that? That's.
Legendary.
I mean, that's a big time deal. And by the way, it's not only a big time deal because it's Dominic Mosiano, who's a superstar, a legend in her own right. Anyone who chooses to listen to this show, watch this show while in the midst of labor, I mean, dare I say, I'm getting caught up.
So.
This is immortalization worthy.
I think so.
I think this shot right here, the screen grab of her in the bed watching.
No, I think the two.
What do you mean?
Together, the baby, new baby.
Yeah, once she has the baby,
you know what?
Fair
Fair enough.
Together.
Fair enough.
Well, with permission, obviously.
Yeah, with permission. We don't.
And a television in the background of this episode.
That's right. All right. I mean, that's incredible. Thank you so much. But most importantly, good luck to you and Mazel Tov. And I can't wait to hear that everything went well and that everyone's healthy. And congratulations to you and your family. God bless you guys. All right. Do you guys see any good comedy specials this weekend?
No, I didn't.
No, there was the one.
Those refs
Can't
were
say I
pretty
have.
funny, yeah.
No, there was the dude.
There was a guy, right?
No. I'm being serious. Sebastian.
Nah.
I love that guy.
Serious?
I love that guy. You know that guy, Marcuzzi or whatever. What's his name?
Maniscalco.
He's amazing. That's what I was referring to.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good one.
That was good. You see that, Frank?
There were no other ones that I can think of.
You see the Sebastian one?
I didn't. I think it was mentioned to me, but I didn't watch it.
Doo-wop, dippy, doo-doo-wop. You remember that scene in Billy Madison?
Yes.
Hey,
Is that what you're doing there with the chapstick?
we should meet up sometime. I'd like that. All right. Well, I'll see you later.
Man, am I glad I called that guy.
Yeah, that's right. All right. I think we're out of time. Anything else, GC?
That's it from me.
I mean, we've gone well over our allotted time. You know, the best part about me saying that we were going to go an hour earlier today was I was like, don't worry, everyone. It'll be a shorter
be
show.
Home early. Tell the wife and kids, get ready for a nice early supper here.
Did you say supper? I thought that was a Canadian thing.
Oh, I thought it was a Southern thing.
Interesting.
Wow, worlds collide.
Yeah, because my in-laws say supper. We say dinner. New York Ric definitely says dinner.
100% dinner.
What do you say, Frank?
I say dinner.
Yeah, that's interesting. So the South and Canada have something in common. Who would have thought? Supper. You don't say dinner. You only say supper.
Oh, no, God, no. I say dinner all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, you just said supper.
When I think of supper, I think of like 5:15 dinner. Like
there's a difference.
Oh, you're talking early bird. So early bird is supper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I think of going to Panama City, Florida to visit my grandparents and going to a restaurant called Po Folks for the early bird special.
And that's a supper. But if it's
supper.
past, what time is it dinner?
Like 6 o'clock we start.
So if it's a 6:15 sit down, it's dinner.
Yeah. When I think of supper, I think of old people.
A lot of great food talk on the show today, on and off the air. Because we started an hour earlier, there was a huge debate in the office. Are they going to have brunch? Because it was 10 o'clock, 10:15, 10:20. Are we going to have brunch? Are we going to have bagels? Are we going to have salads? I felt really bad about it all. I felt like I threw all you guys off.
Yeah, well, you were still just sitting there with your
I had the same old. Yeah, I had the butternut. I did not, I didn't waver. I didn't get thrown off. It felt like everyone was thrown off. But the good news is Wednesday, we're back to our normal time. Unless Eddie wants to come back on again, and we could do a quick spot from Las Vegas. No, we're not going to do that. All right. I think we're good. You guys good?
Good.
I need to take a nap.